The Art of Seduction, Robert Greene. The Art of Seduction. To the memory of my father. Contents. So, the seductive character, Part 1. Part 2, seductive process. Part 3. Preface. Okay, so let's read preface. People are constantly trying to influence us, to tell us what to do, and just as often we tune them out. Resisting their attempts at persuasion, there is a moment in our lives, however, when we all act differently. When we are in love, we fall under a kind of spell. Our minds are usually preoccupied with our own concerns. Now they become filled with thoughts of the loved one. We grow emotional, lose the ability to think straight, act in foolish ways that we could never do otherwise. If this goes on long enough, something inside us gives away. We surrender to the will of the loved one and to our desire to possess them. Seducers are people who understand the tremendous power contained in such moments of surrender. They analyze what happens when people are in love, study the psychological components of the process, what spurs the imagination, what casts a spell by instinct, and through practice they master the art of making people fall in love. As all great seducers know, it is much more effective to create love than lust. A person in love is emotional, pliable, and easily misled. The origin of the word seduction is the Latin for to lead astray. A person in lust is harder to control, and one satisfied may easily leave you. Seducers take their time, create enhancement and the bonds of love, so that when sex ensures, it only further enslaves the victim. Creating love and enhancement becomes the model for all seductions, sexual, social, political. A person in love will surrender. It is pointless to try to argue against such power. To imagine that you are not interested in it, or what it is evil and ugly, the harder you try to resist the allure of seduction as an idea, as a form of power, the more you will find yourself fascinated. The reason is simple. Most of us have known the power of having someone fall in love with us. Our actions, gestures, the things we say, all have positive effects on this person. We may not completely understand what we have done right, but this feeling of power is intoxicating. It gives us confidence, which makes us more seductive. We may also experience this in a social or work setting one day. We are in an elevated mood, and people seem more responsive, more charmed by us. These moments of power are fleeting, but they resonate in the memory with great intensity. We want them back. The siren call of seduction is irresistible because power is irresistible. And nothing will bring you more power in the modern world than the ability to seduce. To have such power does not require a total transformation in your character or any kind of physical improvement in your looks. Seduction is a game of psychology. Not beauty, and it is with the grasp of any person to become a master at the game. All that is required is that you look at the world differently through the eyes of a seducer. Seducers are never self-absorbed. Their gaze is directed outward, not inward. When they meet someone, their first move is to get inside that person's skin, to see the world through their eyes. Self-absorption is a sign of insecurity. It is anti-seductive. Everyone has insecurities, but seducers manage to ignore them, finding therapy for moments of self-doubt by being absorbed in the world. This gives them a buoyant spirit. We want to be around them. Getting into someone's skin, imagining what it is like to be them, helps the seducer gather valuable information, learn what makes that person tick, what will make them lose their ability to think straight and fall into a trap. Seducers see themselves as providers of pleasure. As children, we mostly devoted our lives to play and pleasure. Adults often have feelings of being cut off from this paradise, of being weighed down by responsibilities. The seducer knows that people are waiting for pleasure, they never get enough of it from friends and lovers, and they cannot get it by themselves. A person who enters their lives offering adventure and romance cannot be resisted. A seducer sees all of life as theater. Everyone in everyone an actor. Most people feel they have constricted roles in life which makes them unhappy. Seducers, on the other hand, can be anyone and can assume many roles. They take pleasure in performing. This freedom of theirs, this fluidity in body and spirit is what makes them attractive. The art of seduction is designed to arm you with weapons of persuasion and charm so that those around you will slowly lose their ability to resist without knowing how or why it has happened. Every seduction has two elements that you must analyze and understand. First, yourself and what is seductive about you, and second, your target and the actions that will penetrate their defenses and create surrender. Two sides are equally important. If you strategize without paying attention to the parts of your character that draw people to you, you will be seen as a mechanical seducer, slimy, and manipulative. If you really on your seductive personality without paying attention to the other person, you will make terrible mistakes and limit your potential. First, yourself and what is seductive about you, and second, your target and the actions that will penetrate their defenses and create surrender. If you Okay, the two sides are equally important. If you strategize without paying attention to the parts of your character that draw people to you, you will be seen as a mechanical seducer, slimy, and manipulative. If you rely on your seductive personality without paying attention to the other person, you will make terrible mistakes and limit your potential. Consequently, the art of seduction is divided into two parts. The first half, the seductive character, describes the nine types of seducer. Studying these types will make you aware of what is inherently seductive in your character, the basic building block of any seduction. The second half, the seductive process, includes the 24 maneuvers and strategies that will instruct you on how to create a spell, break down people's resistance, give movement and force to your seduction, and induce surrender in your target. Once you enter these pages, let yourself be lured by the ideas, your mind open and your thoughts fluid. Slowly you will find yourself absorbing the poison through the skin, and you will begin to see everything as a seduction, including the way you think and how you look at the world. Oh my god. Most virtue is a demand for greater seduction. Okay, so let me do one thing. Okay, so every seduction has two elements that you must analyze and understand. First, yourself and what is seductive about you, and second, your target and the. Hmm. So let's do one thing. Every seduction has two elements. Okay. Every seduction has two elements that you must analyze. That you must analyze and understand. First is yourself and what is seductive about you. I'm making notes, so yeah. What is seductive about you? And second is your target and the actions that will penetrate their defenses and create surrender. And second is your target. And second is your target and the actions and the actions that will penetrate penetrate their defenses and create surrender. Okay, so the light has gone, so we have to stay just like this. Okay, guys. So there is one more line that I really want to read it again. Most virtue is a demand for greater seduction. Natalie Barney. Is a demand of is a demand for greater seduction. Natalie Barney. Okay, so this is part 1, the seductive character. So okay, so guys, yeah, this is all about it. If you want me to read this book again, if you want me to read this book further, then yeah, let me know in the comment section. See you in the next one.